Well, hi there, this is Jenny from the Sewing Palace, and today we are making another pillow out of the PILLOWTALK book, and this is called To the Point. So this is an on-point setting, and this gorgeous little pillow is made of half square triangles and quarter square triangles. So you pick quite a few colors and you'll learn how to make it. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I have installed a zipper in this pillow and put it in a pillow form. So you could certainly do that. You could turn it into a table runner, a quilt topper. And this one has been quilted with a little kayak design, and this is going to go in my camper. So I have some camping fabric on the back. This month we are making the To the Point pillow. This is an 18-inch pillow when it's completed. It is made up of quarter square and half square triangle units. It's on page 86 of your book, and your book is the PILLOWTALK book. Once you are ready to start making your pillow, you're going to have to pick up some fabrics, and the quarter squares are what make up the outside of the pillow, so they're red and cream, and then there are 60 half square triangle units in the center and 12 quarter square. The other different thing about this block is it is an on-point setting. So when you're looking at an on-point setting, you're sewing things in a diagonal row versus kind of like reading left to right. So it's a different way to put a quilt together. And generally the units in the center are on point and they measure a different distance from left to right versus when they're square. So this is a great way to learn a little bit different math. And the quarter squares are on the sides. Those are sometimes called side set triangles or setting triangles, which finish an on-point setting. When you're looking at the pillow, the center is the fewest number, and as you work your way out, you need more and more colors as you build out from the pillow. Following the directions in the book, you will learn how to pair up your fabrics. So you're going to make a total of 20 B and F units. That is the green, and that's the majority of the outside that goes around it. You cut a total of 10 squares, and then they yield 2 at a time. So this method is very traditional. It's 2 at a time, and you take your finished size and you add 7/8 of an inch to that, and it yields the size that you need when you're completed. You also would need 16 of the F or C and G units. And then you need 12 of the D and H units. But wait, there's more. You need some B and I units, 8 of those. And then you also need some units that are C and J. So if you follow the directions in the book, you will be making them 2 at a time. There are some modifications that I will go over that you could do. You could make 8 at a time, or you could use triangle paper. So we'll review that. You do need to make, I believe, 60 half square triangles. So in the book, the directions are perfect, but if you did want to modify them, when you're looking here in the book, you'll notice that this red rose is going to make up these quarter square triangles in the side, but all of these units here with cream make up half square triangles. So when you're looking at the moss, this one here, you need to cut 10 3-inch squares if you want to follow the directions in the book. This will yield 20 half square triangles that are made up of this green and cream background. So those are all the ones that go around. So this one, let's just go down here so you can kind of see that. When you're looking at shale, the next color down, you need to cut 8, which will yield 16 of the shale. Down here, you got to cut 6, which will yield 12, so on and so forth. So you can kind of see as you go down, you need fewer, but when you start off, you need a total of 20 of this one here, and you would be sewing this 10 separate times in order to make those units. Not a problem. You can follow the directions in the book and make those units. If you wanted to, you could do the 8 at a time method, which we discussed last month, and that is cutting a larger square, and you mark a line diagonally from point to point, and then you sew on each side of that line, so both directions, and then you cut it apart, and that yields a total of 8. So you could repeat that process in order to make the correct units. I will insert a quick video of that right now. The other option is you could use the triangles on a roll that we used last month. That yielded 8. They're going to be a little bit larger so that you could trim them down. I would prefer to trim my half square triangles down. I always end up with a more accurate unit, and that is using the block lock rulers. This month we are trimming down to a different finished size, so if you refer to the directions in the book, you'll see what you'll be trimming it down to. There are 1/8 inch marks on the ruler, so you can use the block lock ruler with no problem. You would just look at the chart that we just discussed, look at how many units you need to make, see if it's divisible by 8 or close to 8, and cut larger units. What I chose to cut in the video that I just showed you was 8 inch squares. To cut those, and then I trim them down. So that's the video that I just showed you. Let's show you a quick technique for using a tool called diagonal seam tape to sew squares and units from point to point without marking them. You unroll the tape and lay it on the bed of your machine. Check it out. When you're sewing from point to point on squares, you generally need to mark a line right down the center and sew 1/4 inch on each side of the line. I'm using diagonal seam tape instead of marking the fabric. I lined up the point of the square, and then the other side of the square is lined up along the 1/4 inch black line of the diagonal seam tape. This offsets the seam 1/4 inch from that point. Again, I'm lining up the top of the square on the point, and then looking at the bottom and keeping it along that black solid line. This is a great way to sew your squares without marking them. Here's a quick video of me sewing all 60 half square triangle units using the traditional method in the book. After I sewed all those, when you press them and square them up, there is very little to square up. You do not have extra as you would if you were to make them larger. So you can see when I trim off the dog ear, I'm not quite even on the edge. So you can choose if you want to do the traditional method with the exact math, or add a little bit by cutting a larger square and trimming them down. Now you need to make the 1/4 square triangle units. For this, I cut the square as it directed in the book, but prior to cutting, I pre-starched it with a mixture of Best Press and Terrio Magic. That will stabilize the bias edges as you're sewing them on point. For an on-point setting, you will be creating your rows in a diagonal fashion. So this took a little while for me to lay out. I will insert that video of me painstakingly trying to lay it out, but I've sewed them in rows. So let's go ahead and take a look at those rows. So once you have them laid out, I then started putting the block together in those rows and making sure I have the right fabrics aligned properly. You'll see that one that we had to make 20 half square triangles is really always on the outside. And then as your row grows, you add more colors until you get to the very center, which in this example is the gold. And once you get to that gold, you then just do a reverse of what you just did. So when you switch to the reverse, you'll see that my 1/4 square triangle unit is now on the other side versus over here on this side is where I started it. So that kind of reverses the row, and then your row diagonal is pretty much the same. It's just a mirror image of the other side. And once you get all of those assembled, you will then start sewing them in a series of rows all the way across. And the directions recommended that you press the seam open, which is what I did on each of my rows. I did press them all open. You could press them in one direction or the other. I just followed the directions. There is an expanded diagram there of you kind of assembling the rows. Let's go ahead and sew our block together. Your finished block, you'll want to press flat, and it should measure 18.5 by 18.5 inches unfinished. Hey, thanks for joining me and learning how to make the to-the-point pillow. We made a bunch of half square triangles and some quarter square triangles. Good luck making all of yours. We are located in Helena, Montana. Please like or subscribe at the bottom of your screen. We try to post new content to our channel on a regular basis. We'd love to see you in the shop, and good luck. Happy sewing. Bye-bye.